I'm Mama.
I'm Norah.
I'm Mama.
I'm Norah.
I'm Mama.
I'm Norah.
And this is Norah and Mama Time. I think we just came up with our jingle.
Hello.
This is episode
4.
Let's talk about
Dance. So, I've been doing dance for a long time now. I believe I started when I was 3, and I'm 8 now.
And you started during COVID. You were so cute with your little ponytail and your uniform was pink. Also, you wore a mask. Could you tell us about the types of dance that you do?
Well, I do ballet and tap. I'm going to do jazz soon, and maybe like 2 years from now I'll do hip hop. Ballet is the one I've been doing for the longest. It's very precise and proper. It's very tap is the second one. It's like on the beat, on the beat,
On the beat, and
On
we
the
go
beat.
tap. On the beat, on the beat,
yeah.
on the beat.
Jazz. I've seen my friend do a jazz dance before, and I thought it was really cool. And it's very swift. Hip hop, it's kind of like the opposite of ballet. It's very freeing and wild, basically.
Mm-hmm.
My friend did teach me a hip hop move. Pretend I'm sitting on the ground, and then one leg is out, but the other leg isn't. And then the leg that's out goes in circles.
How do you know about some of these dances?
When I was little, I would love watching the Nutcracker. And I think I was almost doing dance at that time, or just starting dance. I kind of still remember the feeling. I really liked it.
Mm-hmm. What do you like so much about it?
I didn't really even get the story of the Nutcracker,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still a bit confused about that. But it just made me feel happy.
The Nutcracker music is some of the most iconic music in the world. It's so beautiful.
Wow.
In fact, I think when I was little, I didn't know that it was Nutcracker music. I thought it was just like a classical piece of music that everybody knows. So epic.
Wait, when did you listen to that without seeing the Nutcracker?
My grandpa used to own this cassette tape radio thing. He used to fall asleep listening to classical music. It's like his thing. He would just let it play all night. Some of it must have been the Nutcracker music, because when I listen to it during the play itself, I'm like, I know this music. I can sing to every single one of the songs. Something that you get exposed to when you were little stays with you. How do you think you dance differently now at the end of Division 1 compared to when you started during Tippy Toe?
I think when I started, I was pretty good, but I think I kind of feel really proud of what I've done, that I've been doing more.
Something I noticed is this year was the first year when you perform, you don't have to watch over your shoulders at a teacher's movements. And that wasn't true for the first 4 recitals that you did.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I think I also built up on confidence, like performing in front of a lot of people. Sometimes it can be scary doing that. And then when I do this dance, it kind of helps me get my confidence.
Mm. Do you ever get nervous?
Actually, not really. Usually when I do a recital, I'm really excited and yeah.
Can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
The difference between feeling excited and feeling nervous is actually very small. Your heart beats a little bit faster. You feel a little thing in your stomach.
Butterflies?
Yeah, some butterfly in your stomach. Whenever you think that you feel nervous, just tell your brain that you feel excited. instead. What are some of the tricky parts about ballet or dancing in general?
Well, ballet, it took me like a bit to actually do it very proper. When I was little, I would just go hands up, spin around. But now I actually learned that ballet is like a very precise sport. Arms correctly, and you got to be on your tippy toes and walk like a ballerina when you spin.
So what I'm seeing is your back is a little bit straight. Your chest is forward and your chin is slightly up.
Uh-huh.
You walk like you're very proud.
Basically.
So when you were little, it was just like a very natural spin, but now when you spin, you think about the posture of a ballerina more.
Oh yeah, and the posture. Like, if you just like frown the whole time, but you do your moves good, it still won't be a great dance. Like, even
your
though
facial
you're doing,
expression, you mean?
Oh yeah, pretend you're like in the music.
So do you smile or do you just kind of, what do you do with your facial expression?
It kind of depends on like the music. Usually I try to smile because the music is usually like happy.
Bright, yeah.
But sometimes when they're more sadder songs, you can be like
somber looking.
Yeah.
I see. That way then the audience can feel the emotions that you're trying to express.
Yeah, like if you just frown the whole time when it's a really happy song, it will be like, what?
Over the years, some friends have dropped out of ballet. What do you think have made you stuck with this sport?
I just think it's really cool. It sometimes could be hard or tiring or whatever, but overall it's pretty fun, and like you also get the rewards of doing recitals, and then you get to wear these pretty costumes too. It gets my exercise out.
Like all sports, you have to warm up. You have to use...
Yes, ballet is a sport.
For sure. You use your muscles, right? You use your legs muscles on tippy toe.
Yes.
You use your core muscles to keep your posture. You use your arm muscles to move. Then you use your facial muscles to...
Facial muscles?
Yeah, we have like...
It's called facial muscles?
So if you're a singer, you actually have to practice a lot with your face to make good sounds. Look at me. Oh, ah, he, ooh.
So basically she was doing her mouth wide, thin, like a smile.
If you move your muscles differently, it produces different sounds.
Oh,
that's really good. Maybe we should have you in singing lessons.
I should?
I really like when you talk about it might be hard, but there's a reward at the end.
It's like the end of the rainbow.
Yeah.
I got an idea. So you're going over a rainbow, and then in the middle you feel sad because you can't find the last color of the rainbow. And then when you get to the top, you slide down, and then you can do it so good, and you find the last color, and then your reward is you get the last color.
I think a lot of people don't stick through not just dance, but any activity in general because they find it hard to get over the hump. That feeling when it's just so hard. That is the crux of resilience. Whenever you can finally make it through the hump, you feel everything is slightly easier.
It's like a big camel.
Yeah, right. A hump of a camel.
It's pretty. And then you go, bah! You have to go over the hump.
Soar. And then you get through it.
Yeah.
That is where most learning and growth happens, is getting over the hump. The act of being frustrated and being annoyed at the hump.
Yes.
It doesn't happen when you don't have the hump. If you don't have the hump, it's smooth the way through.
And you don't learn anything.
You're on autopilot. You can transfer it to any skill or activity you're trying to learn as well. So on top of ballet, you do school. You also trying to learn Vietnamese. You also do gymnastics and you also do piano. Whenever you feel that resistance, like, I cannot get through it. This problem feels so hard. I have a little headache. Or I don't want to do this. Just think about this metaphor of the hump. And try and try and try to get over it. Because at the end of it, that's where all of your learning and growth will happen. Deal?
Yep. No. Deal.
Do you have a favorite memory of the Nutcracker?
I didn't have the biggest part ever, but I felt proud of myself. My part was the reindeers. Since I'm really short, I got like the front part of the reindeers. I think there's many comparable dancers to me, and maybe some better. Yeah, it's because of my height.
Yeah, you're the shortest one in class, and hence you always either get the center part or like the spotlight part. But for you as a reindeer to be on stage for, let's call it 10 minutes total, takes 50 hours at least of practice. Like, just to give people an idea of how much work there is. Imagine if you're one of the main dancers, for example, Clara or the Sugar Plum Fairy, then you would have to have
your whole life on it.
Hundreds and hundreds of hours of practice. Let's talk a bit about the social aspect of dance.
I have good friends in dance. A bunch of friends in dance got asked if they want to do competition, which I also got asked to, and then they all said yes, so I am gonna do competition with them. And I think that will be pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the tricky part about dancing?
It's kind of hard to do the same as everybody. Like, teachers do say only think about yourself. Just think about how you do it. Don't tell others. But I actually think we should try to all be together, which I think looks better.
Well, dance is a performance, meaning you are the artist, the performer, but there's an audience. When an audience is involved, you do it not just for yourself, your own pleasure. You also do it so other people appreciate it.
Yeah, for entertainment to other people.
So in order for other people to appreciate it, they have to be able to see the intention behind the dance and what it's supposed to be. It's not just a bunch of people doing random things without any cooperation. You mentioned competition.
Yes, so I got asked to do competition.
What is it?
Competition is where you go against someone, basically, and in this case it's dance.
So you and a group of your friends will compete against another group or some other groups?
Yes. And competition, the fun part isn't really winning. I haven't done this, but here's what I'm thinking. The fun part would really just be like the friendship with your friends and also just dancing.
I remember one time we forgot to pack you some dinner and then you had someone else's dinner.
Yeah, one of my friends, she shared her dinner with me. If I didn't have any friends in ballet, then I would have just had no dinner, literally. It makes a pretty big difference.
Yeah, it improves your social skills and fosters connections with other people besides just the skill itself. That's important. You're going to learn some new experiences. Because last year you did Nutcracker and that was new.
When I first got on that stage, I was like, this is so cool.
I mean, it was so cool. I think it's like the biggest dance of the year in general.
Or of my whole life.
It has at least 50, 60 dancers on stage. And you learn a lot in that production with a bunch of adults, right? So you have to put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, as I was saying, like, even though I have a really small part, if the reindeers weren't there, then the show couldn't really happen.
Right?
Even though it's really small, every part is important.
Yeah, I agree. So in this one, like you mentioned, you will have time with your friends, build your friendship with them, and then you will learn some new things about what it takes to be in a dance convention.
Like, I could learn from them, and then they could also learn from me.
Yeah, that sounds very fun. And then you get to go to an actual convention that's not here. Because usually when you perform, it's around where you live.
Yeah.
But for the competition, you actually have to travel. So that's kind of fun.
This is like serious.
Do you have any advice for young dancers? I know that you're still not that old, but if somebody is just starting out, what is the most important tip that you can give them?
Just try your best and don't be offended if you're bad at one tiny skill than like others. Because sometimes if you do skill and you're really good at it, but like another skill you are like, I'm not very good at it, and then you see all these other people doing it very good, like, don't be offended because you will learn at some point and you're good at other things.
Mm-hmm. I agree. There's a concrete tip that I do in my head, which is if it feels too hard, it just means the steps are not small enough. So you just have to break it down even smaller.
Yeah, it's kind of like eating a piece of cake or pizza or whatever. If you cut the pieces too big, then you can't eat it all. So you just have to break them smaller.
Yeah, until it's so small that you definitely can do it. Like maybe you can't really do a very graceful spin right now, but you can move your body around in a circle. I'm pretty sure you can, right? So that's like the first small step that you can do. What about for the parents?
So parents
of potential future dancers, what do you think we should do?
I think you should encourage dancing if they like it. I know sometimes you need to do other things, but I also think you should encourage dancing.
I agree. What are some of the times that you feel the most encouraged or supported by us in dancing?
The most recent time I can remember, it wasn't exactly you, but like one of your friends just cheered my name really loud, and you guys were like in the back and I could hear it, and it just made me feel more confident to do it. And it was during the recital. Yeah.
And over the years, whenever there's an opportunity for a parent observation, all of us came. All of us, as in me, Dada, any of your siblings that we have at the time, and sometimes even Nana and Pap. We bring the whole family to a parent observation because we want to know what's up with dance. Yeah, this is something that I want to say to the parents that are listening to the podcast too. A lot of parenting is simply just showing up. I know it sounds extremely simple and maybe even a little naive and silly. Like, duh, you have to show up. But really, think about it. Do you show up to your kids' things? They can feel it. And if they feel it, then they feel, like Norah mentions, supported by it, encouraged by it, and they don't feel like they want to give up or are only alone. Exactly. We all just want to feel like somebody is there with us as we go through cool things, as we go through hard things. So the most that you can do to your kids is not to do it for them, but to be there with them as they go through things.
Yeah, like even just, like as you said, just being there can help.
Yeah, because I don't really know that much about dance. My professional training was in violin, a little bit of singing, but I actually never learned professional dance. So I do feel like I'm learning a bit through you. You teach me some things about dance that I wish I had when I was little. To end each episode, I'm going to teach you a Vietnamese word. What do you think today's word should be?
Dance, ballet, tap.
Let's do dance.
Okay.
Guess what? This word you also kind of know.
What? Let's see. Come on, say it!
It's whenever we walk Ira to school and we go 1, 2, 3, jump. The word for jump is the same as the word for dance in Vietnamese.
It's a homophone!
What is it? Remember?
Nhảy.
Nhảy. Đúng rồi. Nhảy. So.
Nhảy. It's 1, 2, 3, nhảy. That's 1, 2, 3, jump. And then dance. 1, 2, 3, dance is 1, 2, 3, nhảy.
Yeah. So, nhảy.
Yeah. And then now we are going to give you a sneak peek of our next episode. It is Jokes and Riddles.
Okay, jokes and riddles. Until next time, thank you for tuning in to Norah